Hey guys, so I've got another little video for you. This is kind of like an unboxing and install. I'm going to be unboxing my 1-inch wheel spacers that I bought for my car, and I'm going to basically install them, show you how I install them, and tell you about some of the reasons why you might need them or why you might want them, and in my opinion, the kind of spacers you probably shouldn't get, because there are some wacky, crazy spacers out there that they make that you shouldn't get, and there are things you shouldn't do with wheel spacers that I wouldn't recommend, because it isn't safe, isn't mechanically safe, and can fail. So we'll go ahead and get started. I have my trusty screwdriver. I'm gonna cut that open. Apologize for it shaking so much. I got one hand doing this. Come on now. And I got these off of Amazon for a couple $100. So first thing, as soon as I open the box, is I've got like a read action thing here. Telling you to make sure you check your bolt pattern, whatnot, measurement check, clean studs, stuff like that, maintenance tips. So the ones I bought, they are for 5-lug, the Mustang bolt pattern, which is 5 by 1 14.3, and they're 1 inch, because that's the clearance that I need. Because unfortunately, in my case, the reason I need them is I am unable to get my new 17-inch rims here from a Mustang onto the front wheels, onto the front, because they don't clear my control arm, the upper control arm. So that's kind of an issue. And unfortunately, since it's on the front, I had to buy all 4. Otherwise, I'd have my front tires sticking out farther than my back ones. Because the back ones will go on, as you can see, they're already on the car. But I bought spacers for that side as well, for the rear, so it all looks even. And one of the ways I measured, I didn't actually use a ruler or a measuring tape or anything, but one of the ways I made sure to figure out how much space I needed was I took my fingers. This is my rolled fender up here, and I figured out I kept my hand vertical, and I was able to put 3 fingers in there, and 3 fingers on me, because I've measured it across, 3 fingers across on me, is actually around like 1.5 inches. So, you know, I just know that because I've I've always measured it. I've known. Here. They look real nice. And then we got the other one here. So we'll go ahead and put this one back in here. And they come with these lug nuts, which these lug nuts actually go on your stock lug studs, because these ones go in these holes here. They're made specifically just to fit inside that hole so that they clear everything. So we'll go ahead. You always gotta pop the bubble wrap. Hard to do it with one hand. Here. Bubble wrap sucks. Oh well. I'm gonna have to say 2 out of 10. It's nice and heavy. I'd have to say it feels of some really good quality. Got some branding there of some sort. Some kind of information. That's one of them. We'll go ahead and open this one. Go, another one. And there's the other two. Oh, like that. Looks pretty much the same. Got that, those letters on there. There. This one is actually got a couple rust spots on it. So this one must have been left out a little bit. This one's also got a little bit of a chip here. This one may have been used or dropped or something. I imagine it's probably not a good idea to drop them, but this looks more like a scratch, and then this looks like a defect in making a little bit of rust. It probably means that it wasn't oiled beforehand. So, because they will rust, I think. Must have got scratched and rusted up a little bit. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get my front wheels off, and I'll meet you guys next to the car where we install it. Alright, so I got my wheel off, and I got my wheel spacers here. And so, just so you guys know what I was talking about, even my stock rim with the tire was actually pushing its luck. It was rubbing up against here. Cleaned that upper control arm up pretty nicely. So, which isn't good. It'll eventually ruin your tire and pop it. And those are brand new tires. The tires on these rims are used. And the one I'm putting on is going to be relatively new. But yesterday I actually had an issue. I test drove the car and I forgot to tighten up my bolts. So I ground up a little bit of these on here. A little flat. Oops. Make sure you tighten yours. Make sure you put these on real tight too. So we'll go ahead and get these on. One of the other things that you guys have to know when getting wheel spacers is not only you need to know your bolt pattern, but you also really need to know your bolt thread pattern. Mine is 1/2 inch by 20, so I got 5 by 114.3 bolt pattern and 1/2 inch by 20 thread pattern wheel spacers for 1 inch. So you'll just thread those on. I would always buy, if you're looking for a set of wheel spacers and you decide to look on Amazon like I did, make sure that when you buy them, when you're looking at some, make sure that in the picture it shows that it comes with these special lug studs that go inside these holes, because I have seen some reviews where people bought them and they didn't come with them and they ended up sending the whole set back, and that was, you know, the whole load of waiting and stuff like that. It's just, so make sure it shows the picture with the lug studs that look like this, which I'll show you here in a second. They're going to be relatively short, focus, and they'll stick into the holes here. So just really make sure that it comes with them. Look through like the description of the listing, the section where it tells you what it comes with. Make sure it says that it comes with them and everything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut here because I need more than one hand to tighten those all the way up. So I'll meet you guys back when I'm done with that. Okay, I got it on. You really want to really make sure that these things are on nice and tight, and I mean really tight, because now you have 2 points where your wheel can fail and fall off. When your wheel is on it, on the spacer, it can come off here if you don't do these tight enough, or if these aren't tight enough, and it's going to be hard to get tight if you don't have a, I'm out of breath, if you don't have a impact gun to do it and you're using a tire iron, you gotta have a way to keep this from spinning while you're doing it. So I used my boot up against it. I got it as tight as I could. It took me a good 10-15 minutes, because you really want to make sure that these are tight. So on to something on another topic, very similar. So I know some people who have like Jeeps, who, you know, they make these ones that, these wheel spacers that are like this thick, instead of like 1 inch, and they're like wide as can be, and they put them on there. I don't recommend it. The ones that are one solid piece, they're a little bit safer, but granted, you know, getting a wide stance on a Jeep is kind of necessary. It helps keep from that from them tipping, but still, I'd be real careful. You know, the big wide ones, as long as they're the solid wide ones, you know, that's alright. I would go with those, you know, and pay big money for them too, because the more money you spend on them, the better better made they are. There's some people who get their Jeep or their car or something or whatever, and they'll get a bunch of 1-inch spacers and add them all together. Don't do that. That is so unsafe, so bad. I really don't recommend it. I've seen some people who have broken their car and totaled their car all just because one of those spacers out of the 4 that they usually use, or 5, fail, and they end up totaling their car. They get a huge wreck, someone ends up dying, something like that. So don't do it, please. Go the right way, buy the big one. And if you can't afford it, then wait. Save your money. Wait till you can get it. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put the wheel on. I'm gonna attempt to do this with one hand. See how that goes. Okay. So unlike most people, I only have 4 like that. I have to get some new ones, so I'll have to go buy them. But we will try this. Yeah, no, I can't do this with one hand. Okay, I'll meet you guys back when I have it sitting up. I won't put any bolts in. I'll wait for you guys. Alright, so I got the wheel up on there. And so I chose good. I chose well. My measurement was right. So like I was saying, I needed 1 inch to clear up here, and this isn't level because I don't have it bolted on. But if I move it, it just barely clears it perfectly. You'll see better when I get it bolted on, because it's really hard to hold it together. Even though the aluminum wheels, I'm tired. They're really heavy to me right now. So we'll go ahead and get them bolted on, and I'll meet you guys back when I'm done with that. So, although it looks very nice on my car, turns out 1 inch was not enough. I tried to back it up just a little bit, just to test it, make sure. And apparently once everything's under pressure and under its own weight, it's still touching the upper control arm, and actually a little worse than when this rim is on here. So, but what I do know, even though this is a total fail, is that when I put I'm gonna keep the spacers on the front. That way it'll get my stock 16-inch rims off of the control arm, so I don't risk popping brand new tires. But I at least know now that I need 1.5 inches for the front, and I can probably stick with 1 inch in the back, because I did notice that the back is a little bit more out, just a tad. So I'll stick with the 1 inch on the back and then 1.5 on the front. But whenever I get those in one of these days, I'll make another video. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. It'll really help out my channel, and you'll get to see some more of my car. So just stay tuned. Thanks again. Bye.